Hello everyone, this is Yamin and welcome to MySQL tutorial for beginner. So in this tutorial series, I'm going to teach you everything from beginner to advanced about MySQL, and I'm going to teach you like you are a children. So first of all, what is SQL? SQL means structured query language. Now why we need to learn SQL? Suppose you have a business, whether it's small or big, and if you want to keep track the inventory, your profit or loss and every other data, then you should use a database. If you try to keep track all those data by writing those on a paper, that will be really hard for you. So here, SQL will make our work 100 times easier. So how do we use SQL? We use SQL to create data, update, delete, and also read the data. Now there is a lot of software where you can write SQL queries, and those are MySQL, Microsoft SQL Server, Oracle, and PostgreSQL. And although those are different software, their syntax is almost similar. If you just learn only one of them, you'll be able to learn other SQL Server really easily without any effort, because the syntax is almost similar. So in this tutorial series, we're going to talk about MySQL from beginner to advanced, and I hope you will like the tutorial series. So in the next tutorial, I'll show you how you can install MySQL on your laptop or PC. You will see the playlist link on the screen. Just click on it and make sure to subscribe. I hope to see you in the future tutorials. Hello everyone, this is Gavin, and in this tutorial I am going to show you how you can download and install MySQL in your laptop or PC. So first of all, just go to Google and search for MySQL, and then go to this link mysql.com. So I'll click over here MySQL, and then here you can see, after coming here you will see the download option. Click on download. Then you need to go down, and if you go down, you will see this option MySQL Community GPL download. Just click here. After that, here you can see MySQL installer for Windows. You need to click on this option. Then you will see the MySQL version. So this is the MySQL current version, and you also need to select this option, Microsoft Windows. Then you will see two options here. One of them is 2.1 MB and another one is 296 MB. So we need to download this on MySQL installer community.msi. And this is MySQL installer.web community. So we need to install this one. So here I am going to click on this download button. I click on download. And after that, it will ask for login or sign up. You can just ignore that part. And here you can see no thanks, just start my download. I'll click on this option, and there you can see a download started here. So it is 296 MB, so it will take some time. So I will just fast forward the video. So here you can see that download is complete. So right now I will just double click over here, and it will start over here like this. And you will see something like this after that. And here you can see choosing a setup type. So we need to select this custom option. So we will choose this option, custom. After selecting custom, we'll click on next. Then here you can see bunch of options, MySQL server, application, and documentation. So here we need to click on this plus sign. So I'll click on this plus sign. Then again MySQL server plus sign, and here you can see that we're seeing the version here, MySQL server 8.0 and MySQL server 8.0.37. So I'll select this, and then you need to click on this arrow sign, and once you click on this arrow sign, this will go on the right side. Here you can see products to be installed. So after this on, we can just minimize this, and here you can see application. Click on this plus icon for application. Then we need to install this MySQL Workbench. So click on this plus icon, and then again click on this plus icon, and here you can see the MySQL Workbench version. So select on this and then click on this arrow sign, and it will go over here. So after that, here you can see MySQL shell. So if you want, you can install this shell, but I'm not going to use the shell. So for my case, those two are okay. So after selecting those two options, you need to click on this next option. So I'll click on next, and here you can see ready to install MySQL server and ready to install MySQL Workbench. So I'll just click on execute, and it will start installing MySQL server, and once it's done, it will start installing MySQL Workbench. So it will take few seconds, and there you can see it is complete. So when the status is complete for both of them, just click on next, and here you can see ready to configure. So it will configure our MySQL server. So we'll click on next here, and there you can see we have some config type, and here you can see port number, which is 3306. You need to remember this port number, okay, which is 3306. And after that, we are going to keep whatever over here the way it is. We will just click here next, and it will show us authentication method. Use strong password encryption for authentication, recommended. So make sure that you selected this option, then click next. And here we need to give a password. You can give any password, but make sure that you remember that password. So I'm going to keep my password as password. So my password will be password. So I'll say here password again, and password strength is weak, obviously, but that's not the issue. And you can also add some user, but that's not necessary as well. So we'll just directly click next, and here you can see Windows Service Name MySQL 8.0. So we'll click here directly next, and here we'll grant full access to the user. If you want to limit the access, you can choose this one, but I will choose this one, and I will also recommend you to choose the first option. Then click next, and also click on execute. Those files will be executed. Let's just click on execute, and there you can see one by one everything will be installed, and we are done. So right now we need to click on finish. Then we need to click on next again, and here you can see the installation procedure has been completed. You can copy log to keyboard, that's fine, and start MySQL Workbench after setup. So right now, if I now check this option and click on finish, MySQL Workbench will open automatically. So right now, if I now click on finish, and then you can see MySQL Workbench open over here. So here you can see local install MySQL 8.0. So let me just make it bigger. And if we now right click here and click on open connection, it will ask for the password, and our password was password. And if we now click OK, there you can see it open our MySQL Workbench. So here we can write our code. So we're able to successfully install MySQL on our device. So in the next tutorial, I'll show you how we can create database in MySQL. So thank you very much for watching. If this video was useful to you, make sure to share this video to your friends as well. Make sure to subscribe, and I hope to see you in the future tutorials. Hello everyone, this is Yamin, and welcome to MySQL tutorial for beginner. So in this tutorial, I'm Hello everyone, this is Yamin and welcome to MySQL tutorial for beginners. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can create a table with column for a database. So first of all, let's create a database. So for it, we're going to say here create database. Let's say our database name will be project DB. And if we now run this, there you can see a database is created. So we need to refresh our schema and we have a database here. So first of all, before we create a table for this database, we need to select this database. So we need to say here, use then our database name, which is project DB, like this. And if we now run it, there you can see use project DB. So it is now selected. So we are going to create a table inside this database. So in order to create a table, we need to say here, create table, and we need to give our table name. Let's say our table name will be workers. Then we'll give to first bracket like this. And let me just put it over here like this and end it with a semicolon. So in a table, what do we have? We have some column like employee ID, employee phone number, salary, and many more. So first of all, let's say here our first column will be employee underscore ID, and this employee ID will be integer. It means a number. So for it, we are going to say here int. And after each line, we need to give a comma. I mean after each column name. And after employee ID, let's say here first underscore name. This will be the first name. For first name, we are going to use Wildcards. So we are going to say here Wildcard, and how many characters the name can include? Let's say it will be 50. It means highest 50 character can be a employee name. And after this, let's say we'll show the employee salary. So here we are going to say salary, and the salary will be decimal. Let's say the employee salary is $100.50. So since there is a cent, so we need to say over here decimal, and let's say the salary can be $100 to $1 million. So let's say here 6, comma, and after the point, let's say we will show 3 number, for example, 100.506, like this. So we say 6, 3, after that, the last one, hire date. Let's say hire underscore date, and for this hire date, we need to mention date, obviously. So we can say here date. You can also use date time if you want, but we'll just go with date. Date time means it will also include the time as well. So those are the things that we need to write in a table, and each column will be separated by a comma. And for the last one, you do not need to give any comma. If you give a comma, you will get an error like this. So if we now just run this, there you can see a table is created. And if I now just refresh here and click on this table icon, there you can see we have a new table called workers. And here you can see in the schema, we have employee ID, first name, salary, and hire date. And we can also see their type like integer, burger, decimal, and date. Now let's say you want to see the table. So for it, what you need to do is, you need to say over here, select star from your table name. And our table name is workers. So we are going to say over here, workers. So here select star, star means all. It means we are going to get all the column and their data from the database for this table. So we'll run this, and there you can see we are able to see employee ID, first name, salary, and hire date. Now let's say you want to rename this table name. So how can we rename the table name? Let's say we want to change the table name from workers to employee. So for it, we need to write here rename table, and our table name is workers. So we are going to say workers to employee. Employees, let's say employees. So our table name will change from workers to employees. If we now run this, so we got an error, we give 2s. So normally a table cannot have 2s at the end. So here we're going to say employees, like this. Employees. I also made a spelling mistake. So let me just run it again. And there you can see rename table workers to employees. If we now just refresh here, there you can see our worker table changed to employees table. So we are able to successfully rename our table. And also just make sure that every time you give a semicolon at the end of your query. Okay. So right now, let's say you want to add one more column to the employee table. So here in the column, we only have employee ID, first name, salary, and hire date. We want to add phone number as well. For it, we need to say here order table. Our table name is right now employees. Then we are going to say add phone and highest number of character. The phone column can have, let's say it will be 15. So we say here Parker 15. So if we now just run this, let me just click on this icon. There you can see order table employee ID add phone Parker. So let me just refresh, and there you can see we have one more column called phone. And you can also see it like this way. So we can say here select star from employees like this. And if we now run this, okay, I got an error because I also need to remove this. So if we now run this, there you can see we can see the table employee ID, first name, salary, hire date, and phone. So okay, so you are able to add a column in your table. Right now, you do not like this name. You want the name to be phone underscore number. You can do that as well. So here, so let me just remove this, and here we're going to say order table, and our table name is employees. Then we'll say here rename column. Our column is phone. We want to rename it to phone number. So we say here phone underscore number, and indeed in the semicolon. Right now, if we run this, there you can see it was successful, and let me just refresh here. There you can see our column name changed to phone underscore number. And one more thing that I want to show is that our phone number has further 15 character. Let's say we want to increase the character by 10. We want here instead of 15, we want here 25. So for it, we need to say order table employees. After that, we will say modify column phone underscore number. We want it modified to Harvard 25. So we just need to say this. You just need to add this modified. And if we now run, there you can see order was successful. And if I now click on this phone number, okay, let me just refresh first, then click on phone number, and here you can see our phone number Parker, type is Parker, and the length is 25. Now you do not write the position of this column. You want this phone number to be after first name. So for it, what you need to do is you need to say the same query order table employees modify column phone number Parker 25. You just need to add here after first name. So we are going to say here first underscore name. Okay, we can also just write it like this way. That will still OR. So right now, if we just run this, and let me just refresh my schemas, there you can see after first name, we have phone underscore number. Let me just show you this way. We are going to say here select star from employees. Let me run this, and there you can see employee ID, first name, phone number, salary, and hire date. And if you want to drop the table, drop this employee table, all you need to do is you need to say here drop table, and our table name is employees. So this will delete our table. Let me just show you. If I now just run this, there you can see there is no table right now. So this is how you can create a table and everything about table in MySQL. In the next tutorial, we'll see how we can insert data to the table. So thank you very much for watching. If you like this tutorial, then share this to your friend who want to learn MySQL. Also make sure to subscribe, and also I hope to see you in the future tutorials. Hello everyone, this is Yamin and welcome to MySQL tutorial for beginner. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can insert data to a table. So here in my database, here you can see I have a table called employees, and in the employees we have some column employee ID, employee name, salary, and hire date. And you can also see it over here. If you just click on schema, you will see those column name with the type. Here you can see integer, Parker, decimal, and date. So right now we're going to insert some data to the employee table column. So for it, we need to say here insert into, we need to mention our table name, which is employees. After that, we need to give two first bracket like this, and inside this, we are going to mention our column name. So our first column name is employee underscore ID. After that, we have employee name, salary, and hire date. So we write over here EMP underscore name, then comma salary, comma hire underscore date. And we want to insert some value. So in order to insert some value, we need to say over here values. Then we need to give to first bracket like this. And okay, let me just write these values in second line. So first of all, here you can see employee ID, and employee ID is an integer. So for integer, let's say the value will be 1. So for integer, we can just write it directly. But here you can see employee name, it is in Wildcard. It means it is a character, right? So for it, we need to give to double quotation like this, and inside it, we need to write our name. So for Wildcard, you need to give to double quotation, and for integer or decimal, there is no need to use double quotation. Okay, so let's say the name will be John, and here you can see salary is in decimal. So for decimal, there is no need to give any double quotation. So here we are going to say only 100.25. His salary will be $100.25. Then we will give a comma, then double quotation like this for day, hire date. So let's say it's 2025, month free, and date is also free. Let's just say here 03 and 03. And we need to end this with a semicolon. So right now, if we run this, there you can see inserting to employees. So those data is successfully inserted. So right now, if you want to see the data, let's say over here, select star from employees, our table name, employees, and let me just cut this on now. Let's run this. There you can see we are able to see the employee ID, employee name, salary, and hire date. So John, salary, hire date, and employee ID, which we just inserted. So right now, let's say you want to insert multiple data at the same time. So again, let's say over here, insert into our table name, which is employees. Then we are going to mention our column name again. Let me just make it quick. We are going to say over here employees, employee IDs, comma, employee name, comma, salary, comma, hire date, hire underscore date. So right now we want to upload multiple values, right? So we can just say here values, and for values we'll give it to first bracket, then in comma here, then again to first bracket like this. We want to insert 3 data and add-ons. So we'll give 3 first bracket like this way, and indicate a semicolon like this. So right now, first of all, here we need to give our IDs, right? Let's say ID will be 2, comma, name will be, let's say Adam. Adam's salary will be, let's say it will be $200.25, and his date will be, let's say it will be 2023-24, let's say 2024, 07 month and 07 date. So let me just write it on by way like this so that you can understand it clearly. So the same way we are going to write this as well. So here we are going to say the ID will be free, name will be SpongeBob, his salary will be solid $300, and his hire date will be, let's say 1997 0307 like this. And let's say this one will be ID 4, name will be, let's say it will be Yamin, and this salary will be, let's say $600, solid $600, and hire date is, let's say 2019 03 month and 03 date. Okay, so right now if I just run this, it will insert all those data at the same time. So let me just run it. Okay, we got an error, and the error is higher date. So I need to write over here higher date, and everything is fine. So right now if we run it, there you can see all those data is inserted at the same time. There you can see. So right now, let me just show you some issues. Let me just remove those. Indeed with a semicolon here. Let's say name will be Shakil, and the value, the ID will be 5. His salary will be in 325, and hire date is 2026. Now for example, let's say you forget to insert those food data. You only write the employee ID and employee name, and if we just run this, you will get an error. But if we just run it fully, like if we also give the salary and hire date, then run this, then you can see there is no error. Now let's say for some employee, you only want to upload the employee ID and employee name, brought salary and hire date. For it, what you can do is you can just remove the salary and hire date from here, and also from here as well. And stop Yamin, let's say here Sonia, whose ID will be 6. And right now if we run it, there you can see we didn't get any error. We are going to insert the employee ID and employee name, but the salary and hire date is null. So those are all the basic how I can insert data in MySQL database table. I hope this tutorial was useful to you. If you have any question or suggestion, just let me know in the comment section. Make sure to subscribe, and I hope to see you in the future tutorials. Hello everyone, this is Yamin, and welcome to MySQL tutorial for beginner. In this tutorial, I am going to show you how you can select data from a table. So first of all, in order to select all data from the table, we need to say here, select star from our table name, which is employee. So we'll say here employees, and if we now run this, there you can see we're able to see all the data from the table. Now let's say you only want to get the employee name and employee ID. Only those two. So how can I do it? So in order to do it, you just need to say over here, select, we need to measure our column name. So we'll say here employee underscore ID, then we need to give a comma here, and we also need to get the employee name. So we'll say here employee underscore name. So right now, if we just run this, there you can see we are only able to see the employee ID and employee name. Let's say you want to see the employee name and salary. So we just need to keep a comma here, then we can say here salary. Then if we now run, there you can see employee name and salary. Now let's say you only want to see the employee whose salary is higher than $300, higher than or equal to $300. So for it, here we're going to say select, let me just say here start from employee. So here you can see we're able to see all data. So here we are going to use a condition. So in order to write a condition, we need to write here for, then we want the employee data where the salary is higher than 300. So we can say here salary is greater than 300, like this. And if we now run this, there you can see we are able to see the salary 600 and 300.25. Now let's say we also want to see the salary 300 as well. So for it, we need to give a equal sign after the is greater than sign. So right now, if we now run this, there you can see we are also able to see the salary 300 as well. So let's say we only want to see for the salary is $100. So we just need to say over here salary equal to 100. Sunny, okay, there is no 100 salary. I think it was 100.25. Let me just run it, and there you can see the salary is 100.25. You can do this also for employee ID or employee name. Let's say here for employee underscore name equal to it will be, we also have Yamin. So let's say here we'll give two double quotation, and here we say Yamin, and if we now run this, there you can see we're able to see the employee name Yamin and his data. You can do the same for the hire date as well. Okay, let me just remove this, let me run it, and here you can see we have hire date 2019-26, and okay, let's say we want to see the employee whose hire date is higher than 2024. So for it, we need to say here where hire underscore date is greater than or equal to, let's say 2024 01 01, and we need to keep it inside to double quotation. Since this is a date, so right now if we just run this, there you can see their hire date is greater than 2024. There you can see 2025, 2024 and 2026. Now let's say you also can get the null data, verify on change the null data. So here you can see for this ID 6, the salary and hire date is null. So you can say here where salary is null. You can say it like this as well. So it will only show the data for this option. So now run this. There you can see the salary is null for this. That's why it is showing us this way. So those are all the basics of how you can select data from a database table. I hope this was easy for you. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to subscribe and I hope to see you in the future tutorials. Hello everyone, this is Yamin and welcome to MySQL tutorial for beginner. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can update data from a table in MySQL. So in order to update data, you need to say here update and then our table name, which is employees. Then we need to say here set, and let's say we want to change the salary for the Sonia, whose ID is 6. So we want to change the salary or update the salary. So we are going to say here salary equal to, let's say it will be $200.25. So we have to update the data for Sonia. So we need to mention something so that we can update the salary for Sonia, and the better way to update any data is by using ID. So here you can see employee ID. So we are going to say over here employee underscore ID equal to 6. So what it will do is that it will update the salary for the employee ID 6. So right now if I just run this, there you can see the salary changed for Sonia, whose ID is 6. You can also use employee name as well. Let me just show you. We can just say here EMP underscore named equal to, let's say here Sonia, and we stop 200. Let's say we'll make it 900, and let's run this. There you can see the salary is updated. You can also update 2 columns at the same time. So for it, we can just say here set salary equal to this one, and let's say we also want to just the hire date. Let's say here hire underscore date equal to, and it will be, let's say 2029 month 7 date 303. So and instead of employee name, we are going to say here employee underscore ID, because in real life whenever we want to update something we use ID, because ID is always unique. So we'll say ID 6. So here you can see, okay, instead of 900, let's say here 800. So right now, if we just run this, the salary will change and also hire date will change as well. So let me just run it, and there you go. And whenever you want to update something, make sure that you are using the where clause or where condition, because if you do not use the where condition, then all those salary and hire date will get the same data. For example, let me just remove this for condition from here and salary as well. And if we just say here update employee, set hire date this date, so it will make all the column have the same date. And we also need to end it with a semicolon. So right now, if I just run this, there you can see all the hire date is same right now. So do not do this. Always use where condition while you want to update the data. Okay. So this is how you can update data in MySQL. I hope this tutorial was easy for you to understand. Make sure to subscribe, and I hope to see you in the future tutorials. Hello everyone, this is Yamin, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how you can delete data from a table in MySQL. So in order to delete something, you need to say here delete from and your table name, which is employee. Then we need to write a where condition. Where, let's say we want to delete this all Sonia, whose ID is 6. So we are going to mention the ID. So we'll say here employee underscore ID equal to 6. So what this will do is this will delete the data where the employee ID is 6, which is this one. So right now, if we just run this, there you can see the data is deleted, and make sure that you do not give any space over here, okay? And let's try to delete it by using the name. Let's say we want to delete job. So here, you need to say employee underscore name equal to. So here we give double quotation and we have to delete John data. So we'll say here John, then run this, and there you can see this deleted. So this is how we can delete data in MySQL. I hope this was useful to you. Make sure to subscribe, and I hope to see you in the future tutorial. Hello everyone, this is Yamin, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how you can get current date and current time in MySQL. So first of all, let's go and create a table. So we are going to show here create table, and our table name will be time db, let's say, and in this table we have a few columns. So we'll just write it like this, and our column name will be, let's say, my underscore date, and the type will be date. Let's give a comma here, and after that we'll get the time, and for the time, the type will be time. And the last one, this one will be my date time. Let's say my underscore date time, and here date time. And there is one more thing we can use, that is timestamp. Basically that will do the same, but let's go in date time. So right now let's just execute this, and our table is created. Let me just refresh, and here you can see we have a table called time db. And if I now click it, there you can see the column type, date time and date time. So right now let's go and upload the current date and time in this table. So here we are going to say insert into our table name is time db, and after that we write our column name, and our column name is my underscore time comma my underscore date comma my underscore date time. And after that let's go get the value, but let me just write it like this. After that we'll say here values, and the value will be at the beginning. I write over here my time, okay, and over here our first one is my date, so that's fine. We'll just follow this sequence. So in order to get the time, we need to say here current underscore time, this one. So it will automatically suggest you, and here after that we have to get the date. So we'll say here current date, and this one will be date time. So for date time we can just say here now, and end it with a semicolon like this. And after this we want to show the table. So for it I'm going to say here select star from time db. So if we now just run this, there you can see. So the time I am recording this video, the date is 2024 May 19, and this is showing us the time, and this is showing us both time and date at the same time. So you can do it in a different way. For example, let's say you want to change the date by on. So you can say here plus on, and if you now run this, there you can see my date is 20 for this on. Okay, so the same thing you can do with time and date time as well. So this was really simple tutorial. I hope you learned something new. Make sure to subscribe, and I hope to see you in the future tutorials. Hello everyone, this is Yamin, and in this tutorial we are going to talk about unique constant in MySQL. So what is unique constant? Unique constant means a certain column cannot have similar data more than alls. It means every column data must be unique. Let me just show you, it will be clear. So here let's go and create a table. Let's say here create table. Our table name will be products, and for the product table we need to have some column. So let me just say here we have product ID, title and price. So let's say here product underscore ID, it will be integer. Then we'll say product underscore title, it will be hardware, and we'll make this product title into a unique constant. So for varchar, let's say at 50 character, let's give a comma, and at last we'll have over here price, and let's say price will be decimal, and for decimal we're going to say at 7, 2. It means before the decimal we can have 5 digits. 7 minus 2 equal to 5. So before the decimal we can have 5 digits. Okay, I give a semicolon here. Let me just remove this, and there is the error. So we want this product item to be unique. So for it we need to say here unique. This one, and that's all. So right now let's execute this one, and there you can see product table created successful. Let me just refresh my schemas, and there you go, we have a product table. If I click on column, there you can see product ID, title and price, and click on product. There you can see in the schemas we are able to see the product ID, title and price. So let's get try to insert some value and check whether our product title is unique or not. So here for it we just need to say insert into our table name is products, and for products we have the first of all let's say product underscore ID, then we're going to say product underscore title, then we have the price. So let's go and give some values. So let me say here values, and the values will be for the first product, the ID will be on, and our product will be, let's say, Apple mobile, and the price will be $500.50, $500.50. So let's add a few more values. So let's keep a comma here, then to first bracket we have ID 2, and our input will be this time Pixel mobile, and its price will be, let's say, $600.50. Let's also have Samsung as well. So let's say here ID this time will be 3, and this will be Samsung mobile, and the price for this Samsung will be, let's say, $300.25, and indeed with a semicolon. So here you can see each input over here is unique, especially the name, because our product title is unique. We make our product title unique. So if we try to insert a similar product for the product title, we'll get an error. For example, let me just copy this, and if we now just paste this over here, and let's change the product ID and price to 505. Okay, I forgot to give a command here. Okay, so let's just execute this one, and there you can see insert into products and values Apple error. There you can see duplicate NP Apple mobile. So it is giving us error for Apple mobile. But if we now remove this and also this comma from here, and if we now execute this, there you can see our insert is successful. So let's go and see the data. So here I'm going to say select star from products. If we now just run this, there you can see we are able to see the product title, which is unique each time. This was unique constant in MySQL. I hope you learned something new. If you have any question, just let me know in the comment section. Make sure to subscribe, and I hope to see you in the future tutorial. In this tutorial, we are going to talk about not null constraint in MySQL. So what is not null? Let's say we set not null for a column. It means that column value cannot be null. For example, if we create our product table again, let's say here create table, and our table name is products. Let's say here products, then to first bracket like this. And if we just recreate our product table, then we just need to add not null for a column name. Let's say here we have product underscore ID, which is in the previous tutorial I write integer. Then we have product title, which is varchar, and I think it was 50 character, which was also unique. And let's say for the product price, we want the value to be not null. So let's say here price, and in the previous tutorial we set it as decimal, and the value was 7, 2. So if we want this to be not null, all we need to do is we need to say here not null, and that's all. So if you just execute this, then you cannot insert a null data inside the price column. So since we already have the product table, so I'm not going to execute this, but we are going to alter the price column. So for it, all we need to do is we need to say here alter table, our table name, which is products. Then we are going to say here modify. Then we need to mention our column name, which is price. So we say here price, and the price will be decimal. It will be 7,2, and we just say here not null. End it with a semicolon, and that's all. So right now, if we just execute this, there you can see alter table product modify price decimal 7.2 is not null. So right now, we just show the table. We are going to say here select star from our product table. We are going to show all the data. If we now just run this, we are able to see our table. So from the price column, let's go and try to insert a empty data. So here we are going to say insert into our table name, which is product, and we have 3 columns. So we have product underscore ID, then we have product title and product price. So let's set a value for this. We are going to say here values, and the values will be, the side will be 6, the value will be car, product title will be car, and let's say we'll give null value for the price. So let's just say here null. And okay, inside into products, it will be S. So let's run it. And there you can see we got an error, column price cannot be null. But if we just say over here 0 instead of null, it will work. That is acceptable. If we just run this, there you can see product ID car and the price is 0. Because we haven't decided the price, so the price is all now 0. So this was not null constant in MySQL. I hope this was easy for you. Make sure to subscribe, and I hope to see you in the future tutorials. Hello everyone, in this tutorial we are going to see check constraint in MySQL. So why we need to use check constraint? Let me just give you an example. Let's say we have a product and we do not want our product price to be less than $100. So in that case, we can use check constraint. So for example, we already have the product table, but if I were to recreate our product table with check constraint, then I will write it like this. So let me just write the code. Create our table name, which is products. Then we need to give to first bracket. So if you were to create the table from the beginning, then you need to write it like this way. So here we need to give the product ID. Product underscore ID, we'll say here it will be integer. Then we'll say here product underscore title, it will be decimal, it will be, let's say 50, and it will be unique. After that, we're going to say here price. And actually price will be initial, this will be character actually. Character, and price will be decimal 7,2. So let's say we want the price not to be less than $100. So we want the price always be more than 100. So we want to apply a condition for the price. So here we need to set, in order to do that, first of all, let's give a comma. Then here we are going to say constraint. Then we need to give a name. Let's say the name will be chk underscore price, chk underscore price, and then we need to mention the check method. So we'll say here check, then to first bracket, and we'll mention this price. We'll say here price should be always is greater than or equal to 100. So what this will do is that every time we try to insert any price to our product table, it will check if the price is greater than $100. If yes, then go ahead, insert the data, and if the price is less than $100, then it will give us an error. But since we already have product table already exist over here, so I will not execute this. So I'll just alter our product table. So we are just going to add the check constraint to our price column. So for it, we need to say here alter table, and our table name is product. Then we are just going to say here add constraint, a name, a variable name, let's say chk underscore price. Then we are going to mention the check function to first bracket. Then we'll say here price should be always is greater than or equal to 100. and that's all, ended with a semicolon. So right now, if I just execute this, then you can see alter table product add constant CSK price check price is greater than 100. So right now, let's can try to insert the data, but before that, let's just show the table. So we're going to say here select star from our table name, which is product. Let me just show you. There you can see this is the product and their price. So right now, let's try to insert the data. Let's say here insert into product. After that, we are going to mention our product ID, then product title, then the price. Then we'll set the values. So let's say here values, and the values will be product ID will be 6, product title will be buy, and let's say the price will be $10, 10.00. So if I try to insert this data to our product table, it will give us an error. Let me just show you. If I now just click over here, there you can see insert into product table, there is an error sign, and there you can see check constant, check price is violated. So if I just send here $100, then try to execute this, there you can see we're able to upload the data or insert data to the table. So this was check constant in MySQL. I hope this was easy for you. Make sure to subscribe, and I hope to see you in the future tutorial.
Hello and welcome. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can define primary key. So this is also a constraint. So let's do this. I'm going to create a new table for this. So I'm going to create a new table, create table, YouTuber, let's say. I will give some column name. So first of all, channel ID, okay, and let's say it's integer, okay. So now if you want to use your column as primary key, what you have to do, you just have to say here primary space key, let's say channel name voucher 255, and that's it. Let's say you forget to mention here primary key, then how can actually you do this? So you can actually give here a primary key and then execute this query, then it will actually add this column as primary key. Let's say you forgot to mention the primary key, so then how you can actually add them? So we're going to execute this query, and here you can see it's successfully done. I want to actually set the column as primary key. If I say here select all from YouTuber semicolon, execute it, and here you can see we have channel ID. So now let's make channel ID as primary key. Okay, so how to make it? I will say alter table, then the table name is, let's say, YouTuber, right? YouTuber, and I'm going to say here, and here I'm going to say add constraint, okay, and the constraint type would be primary key. All right, and in the parenthesis, inside parenthesis, actually we have to mention the column name. So the column name is channel underscore ID, right? This channel ID, okay. Copy field name, paste it here, channel ID. That's it. Semicolon, execute it. Now the column ID, channel ID is primary key. Now the primary key means you cannot give here null value. You have to give value, and the value should be unique. So now let's insert some value. So I will say insert into the table name is YouTuber, and here what I have to do, I have to insert to value, okay. So I will add values, and then like this, and here to go to the new line, and in the YouTuber we have two column, right? YouTube ID, or sorry, channel ID, right? Channel underscore ID, then comma channel underscore name, and in the value, let's say I want to add multiple values, so I will say here like this, and I'm going to give here comma, and here the channel ID should be unique, okay. So you cannot give here null value, and it should be unique. So let's say I have 101, and then channel name, let's say data, okay, and we have another column, let's say the channel name, we take piano, WLEDGE, knowledge, okay, web technology, and the third one, let's say same 102 comma let's say web tech knowledge. Now let's execute it, and here you can see the error. So the error is duplicate entry, okay, 102. So it should be unique, right? If you set any column as primary key, it should be unique and it cannot be null. Let's say I don't want to use here any ID. So if I execute it, now you can see you have an error in your SQL syntax. Now let's say I want to insert 103. So name can be same, right? Because it's this is not unique and something else. So execute it. Now you can see executed successfully. Now let's say I want to fetch the data, select all from the table YouTuber, okay, semicolon, execute it, and here you can see we have added all the value, right? If this video is helpful for you, please make sure to give a like and subscribe this channel for more videos like this. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Let's talk about auto increment in WebTechDB database. So let's create a table. So create table. Let's say I want to create a student table, okay, and I'm going to set here some columns. So first column, let's say student underscore ID, and the ID type, let's say integer, and this is primary key, so I will say primary space key. And here if I say auto increment auto underscore auto increment, okay, if I say like this, then it will be actually automatically incremented, so we don't have to give here any value, okay. So you just have to mention that the column is as primary key. If you want to use auto increment, you have to use the column as primary key, okay. You have to set the constant as primary key to actually make it auto increment, okay. So next, let's say student name varchar 255. All right, let's execute it, and now let's say I want to select all. So select all from the table, and that is student, okay. Maybe student, right? Okay. And here you can see we have student ID, student name. Now let's say I want to insert row, okay. So I will say insert into the table name is student, say all the column, okay. So actually I'm going to add only student name, okay, student underscore name. I want to set values only the name, let's say Yamin, and here I'm going to give semicolon. If I execute it, now you can see the ID is 1, and here you can see I haven't mentioned the column name and I haven't set any value. Still we have ID 1. Why? Because of auto increment, okay. So I hope you understand. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye. Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video I'm going to talk about join query in MySQL, okay. Here you can see I have active database, that is WebTechDB, and I have only one table, right, student. So let me create another table. So here you can see we have a student table and student next. So let's say I want to select all let's say all from a student student next, right, student next, and here I'm going to say join the query. So I will say join this table student, right, student, okay, and I will say on a common column, okay. So you have to give her a common column, and that is student number, we know that, okay. So student, so we have to mention the as I'm fetching all the data from student next, so I have to write here at first student next dot student number is equal to student dot student underscore number. Why? Because the this column is actually common in two table, right? that is the reason actually we are joining through this two column. Okay, I mean this student number column. Okay, because the column is actually same in both table, in student next and student. Okay, here you can see student number. Okay, so now if I run it, you can see that we are fetching all the data from both table, right? Student ID. So let's say I want to show that this student ID and this student ID, you can see both are same, right? So we don't need to actually fetch them, right? So how you can do this? We can actually say here that okay, I want select not all. Actually, I'm going to select, let's say, student underscore ID, comma, I want student student underscore name, let's say. Okay, and I want student underscore next dot email, let's say. Okay, sorry, student email, right? Student underscore email. And actually I'm going to break the line. Okay, so I'm actually fetching the student ID from the student table, student name from the student table, but student email from the student next. And I'm going to say here student underscore next table dot the column, and that is student number, right? Student underscore number. Okay, now I'm saying here that from student next, and now execute the query, and here you can see we have student ID, name, email, and student number. There is no data redundancy, right? So this is how actually you can join both table. You can join multiple table. It's not fixed that you can only join two table. You can actually join multiple tables. What you have to do, you just have to select from a single table, and every single table should have a common column. Okay, the column actually contain same value in let's say multiple tables. Okay, so if student number, let's say I have here multiple student table, and in every single table if student number is same, then actually we can join. Okay, we can join through it. And here you can see we have everything like before: select, query, then from the a single table name, okay, any of the table, and then join other table. Okay, if multiple, then you can actually write here multiple table name, and then on, it means on the basis of which column. So from the student next table, student number is equal to student table student number, because the student number is common in both table. All right, that's it. I don't know you understand or not, but I hope you understand, because for me this is easy, but I don't know if it is your first time, maybe that will be very tough for you. But if you do some practice, I hope you will understand. It will be very easy for you. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In this video I will talk about MySQL wildcards. So basically these two symbol called wildcards, and one is percentage and another one is underscore. Select all from the table students. I will say where, let's say student underscore name is equal to, let's say I want to say here student name will actually start with M, let's say. Okay, here you can see we have a Milan, right? M for Milan. So let's execute it, and now you can see there is null, no value. Why? We have all Milan, right, starting with M. So why it's not showing? Because it will actually look for the value containing only M. Okay, so let's say I want to fetch the first letter will be M, and if I find anything M, I need to fetch it. Let's say I want to fetch student name start with M. So how can you do this? That time actually we need wildcard. So how? We just have to say here like, and we just need to remove this. Okay, like, and then I will say that it will start with M, but after that it can have multiple character, no problem. So when we use this percentage sign after any character, it means the character will start with the character, and after that it can contain any character. Okay, so now let's execute it, and here you can see all the Milon. Okay, so we are getting the value which is containing Milon, right? And here you can see we have a Tanvir R. Okay, so let's say I want to fetch all the data where student name, and here I'm going to give percentage sign at the very beginning, and here I'm going to say R. Now what it will do, it will actually take any character before this character. Okay, R, it can have multiple character, no problem, but the character will end with R. So if I execute it, you can see only Tanvir will show. Okay, so this is how you can actually use percentage. And now let's say I want to remove it once again. You can see that we have A, right? So I'm going to now show you another wildcard, and that is underscore. So let's say I have given here underscore, and then I have right here A. It means here will be a first character, and the second character will be A. So it will actually show me the second character which is containing A. So I think it will show Tanvir, Yamin and Wasi, right? Let's execute it, and here you can see nothing. So why? Because we have to use here a percentage. So percentage sign actually define that, okay, this is the first character, so first character is nothing, okay, and the second character should be A, and rest of them can be any character. Okay, so let's say now execute, and now you can see Tanvir, Yamin, Wasi. Okay, and let's say I want to say here double character. Okay, I mean double, here you can see underscore, first underscore and the second one. So what will happen? Let's execute it, and here you can see nothing, because the third character containing A, and you can see that if I remove it, okay, there is no student name which is actually containing A in the third character. Here you can see the Miron has L in the third character, okay, and Tanvir has N, Yamin has M, Wasi has S. So I hope you understand. So thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye. Hello everyone, welcome back. Now let's talk about order by, and here I'm going to write select all from students. I'm going to say here order by, let's say student name, semicolon, execute it, and now you can see I can fetch all the data using student name. Okay, and here you can see that if I say here descending, if I execute it, now you can see Yamin is at the top. Let's say something will be start from 1 to 10. Okay, so when I say descending, it will actually show 10 to 1. Okay, when I say ascending, okay, it will show me 1 to 10. I have added one more value. Here you can see Ahmed, okay, ahmed@gmail.com, and here you can see I have ordered by descending order. Now let's say I want to show as ascending order, so I will say ASC, I mean ascending order. If I click here, you can see now Ahmed is at the top, right? Because the character is start with A. Then it will show B, C, D, E, F, G, S like this. Okay, I hope you understand. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye. Welcome back to another video. Now let's talk about limit. So what is limit? Let's say I want to fetch data from a student table. Okay, all data. So select all from students, and I'm going to say here limit, and I'm going to set the limit that how many row actually I'm going to show. So I will say 3. If I execute it, now you can see the first 3. Now let's say I want to show, let's say I don't want to show the first 3. Okay, here you can see if I remove it, if I give here semicolon, you can see that I have 7 data, right? Okay, so let's say I don't want to show the first 3. So what I will do, I will use limit, then 3 comma 3. Let's say I don't want to show first 3 column, so it will skip. okay, first three, 1 2 3, first three row value, okay. So it will actually skip first three row, and then it will actually show 1 2 3, I mean 104 105 106, because I have mentioned here 3. So let's check. So it will actually show 104 to 107, yeah, 6, okay. Here you can see 104 105 106. Let's say I want to show 2 only, so it will show 104 and 105. And let's say I want to say here 4, so it will actually skip first 4 row, okay. Then it will show the next 2. If I execute it, now you can see, okay, there is nothing because we haven't actually all the rows. So let me just say here 1, and now you can see only 1. That's it. I hope you understand. So thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to talk about MySQL view. So view is, I mean, act like a table. Then if it is act like a table, then why we need view, right? So let's say if I select all from here, you can see I have students, right? Students. So let's say I want to only know the student name. I don't want to share student ID and email. So that time actually I can create a view, okay, another table. It will actually act like a table, but it's not table, actually it's view. So how you can actually create a view? So let's say you have a student table, and if you want to create one more table only for the student, that time actually you have to insert the value in the table also, right? But when you work with view, and let's say you want to create a view, and here actually you want to only show the student name, so that time actually you don't need to insert the value. You can actually insert the value from the existing table, okay, in the view. How? Let me show you. So what you have to do, you have to just say create, and then you have to say view, and then view name. Let's say I want to say student name, okay, student name. And here I'm going to say select all, not all, actually I want only student name, right? So student name from students table. Oops, sorry, I have to mention here as, okay. So create view student name, and then as what? As I am actually selecting data from the student table, and the column name is student name, okay. And now it will actually create a view for me. And here if I go to the view, if I refresh all, now you can see I have a student name view, right? And let's say I want to fetch data from the view, select all from student name, right, table. And here you can see I'm getting only the name. And you can actually write here like order by, let's say order by descending. Oops, I have to say here, let's say student name, for name, let's say, but in a descending order. And here you can see Yamin is at the top. So you can actually give here any condition, no problem, like before, okay. So it will actually add like a table, but it's not table actually. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In this video we'll talk about subqueries. Subqueries means query under query, I mean query inside query, okay. So here you can see I am fetching the data from employee table. Here you can see we have salary, and let's say I want to find the average salary. So how to do this? I will say select avg function. Here I'm going to say salary, okay, from the table employee, right, employee. And here you can see average salary is 60,000. So now let's say I want to make a subquery. So I have to give it like this. And here I'm going to say select, let's say all from employee. So I'm going to cut it from here, okay, and I'm going to paste it here. I just have to give here a comma. All right, now execute it. Now you can see that my average salary is showing here, right? So I can actually say here from employee as I have to mention, let's say, average salary. Okay, and now you can see it's showing as average salary. So this is how actually you can write query. I mean query inside query. Okay, so that is called actually subquery. So I hope you understand. So thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to talk about group by. Why should you use group by and why we actually use it. Okay, so group by basically for creating or making a group of common value, either for column or for row. Let's say here you can see I have select all from employee table, and here you can see we have Tanvir, 101, 104, 105. So we have 3 Tanvir here. So when I will use group by, it will actually create a common group. Okay, a common group for me, and it will return only one Tanvir. Why? Because it will take all the Tanvir and it will create only one group, because all the value actually containing same result, right? Same value, Tanvir. Okay, 3 Tanvir. All right, now let's see how to write group by. So let's say I want to select let's say employee underscore name. Okay, and I want to say from employee. All right, and I will say group by employee name. And now if I execute it, you can see only it shows only Tanvir, Milan and Wasi. Why? Because we have said here group by, so it will actually go for common value, that is Tanvir, and it find 3 times. Okay, if I go here at the top, if I select once again all from employee, you can see, let's say I want to execute it, you can see we have 3 Tanvir, so it will actually create a common group for Tanvir and it will return only 1 Tanvir. And if I execute it once again, you can see we have Milan 2 times, right? So it will actually create a group for Milan and it will show only once. Now let's say want to insert. At first I will say insert into the table employee, and I'm going to say it here, let's say columns and values, and column will be, let's say, employee underscore ID, and value actually I'm going to say it here employee ID comma employee name only. Okay, and here the value will be, let's say, 108 comma, let's say employee name, let's say Nusrat. Okay, now let's say I want to execute it, so actually I'm going to break the line here. Okay, now let's say I want to execute it, and here if I go for the next query, you can see that okay, I have added Nusrat. Now you can see I let's say now execute this query. Okay, group by. Okay, now let's execute it, and here you can see it shows all the data, right? So it actually showing 3 Tanvir and in a 1 row. Why? Because of this group by. It's showing Milan in a 1 row. Why? Because of group by. Okay, so this is how actually you can write group by. I hope you understand. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to show you how you can actually create foreign key for the existing table column. Okay, here you can see we have students. If I execute the query, here you can see we have student ID, name, email, and we have student next table, and here we have only ID and then result. So here you can see we have only 2 student ID, 101, 102. If I go there, you can see we have 7 student, right? So 101, 102 we just have only 2 student result. Okay, in the student next, but here you can see the student ID is a primary key here, right? So actually I'm going to mention here the student ID as foreign key. Okay, so I have to remove the constant at first, so because the constant is now in primary key. Okay, so here I have to say alter table, then student, the table name is next, right? Student next, I will say drop student, I will say here drop primary key. Okay, so I'm going to actually drop the primary key from the student next, execute it. Student next. Okay, so let's execute it, and here you can see it's successfully done, right? Okay, now I want to actually create let's say I want to add if I go here, let me just fetch here. So here you can see now student ID is not primary key. Now let's say the student ID is as same as the student ID from the student table, right? So it should be foreign key, right? Let's say I want to get the result for the 101 student 11. Okay, so then student ID here should be foreign key, right? So now let's make it foreign key. How to do this? Here you can see alter table student next, because the table is student next, and here I'm going to make it as foreign key. So I will say add constraint, I'll say here fk foreign key slash underscore. I want to actually do I want to make student underscore id as foreign key. Okay, and I will say here foreign foreign key. I'm going to give here parenthesis, and inside it I'm going to say mention the column name, that is student underscore id. And from where actually I'm getting the id, so I have to give the reference EFERENC references the students table, right? Students table, which column? If I go here, you can see student table is student ID, right? So I will say here student underscore ID. I'll give here semicolon. So I'm executing this query that alter table student next. I mean, go for the student next table, and now let's create a constraint for the foreign key, and I'm going to name it. I'm going to name the column for the foreign key as fk student id. Okay, to understand that, okay, student id is the foreign key, and then I have added foreign key here, the column for the student next, right? Student next column, student id should be the foreign key, and the reference, I mean, for from which table actually I'm getting the id. So I'm saying here that student table student id, it's a student id. Okay, now let's execute it, and here you can see it's successfully done. Now let me just refresh all again, and here is student next, and here you can see we have created a foreign key fk student id, right? Okay, so now our student ids will be actually work as foreign key. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Let's talk about on delete. So on delete basically used for let's say here you can see we have two table. If I execute it, you can see here we have a student ID, so this is the primary key. And if I go to the student next, here you can see we have also student ID, right? And here we just have show the result, student result. So we have two student ID, and these ID are actually foreign keys. Okay, that actually I'm getting from the student table ID. Okay, so let's say I want to delete the student, so it should be also deleted from this table, right? So that is the reason actually we should use on delete. So how to use on delete? At first actually I'm going to delete a query. Let's say I'm going to delete from here. Let's say I want to delete from students where student underscore id is equal to, I know the id is 11. Let's say I want to delete it. Now let's say I want to execute this. If I execute it, here you can see the problem. It's showing the error, right? A student does not exist. Students. Okay, so this one DENTS. Okay, now let's execute the query at first. And now you can see the problem, cannot delete or update. Okay, because of foreign key. Here you can see foreign key constant fails. Okay, because it's a foreign key, we cannot actually delete it. So how to delete it? So actually we can actually set that if we want to delete any student, when the student ID will be deleted from the student table, that time this student next ID will be null. Okay, here it shouldn't be student here I mean the student ID also need to be clear, right? So that time actually should show null. Okay, so to do this I have to remove the foreign key at first. So here you can see I have a foreign key here, fk student ID, so I have to remove it. Okay, so I will say alter table student underscore next, and here I'm going to say drop foreign key, and here I'm going to mention the foreign key, and that is fk underscore student underscore id. Okay, so we shouldn't actually use here this parenthesis. So this is the query, and now let's execute it. So here you can see now it's dropped. Okay, now here is I mean, for the student next, we actually don't have any foreign key. If I refresh here, you can see foreign key is now gone. Okay, now let's set once again foreign key. So I will say here alter table student next, and here I'm going to say add constraint, and then I have to give the name, that is fk underscore student underscore id. Then I have to say here foreign key first parenthesis, and inside it I have to mention the column name, that is student underscore id, and I have to give the reference that from which table actually I'm going to get the id. So here I'm going to say, and the reference should be student from students. Okay, students table, column name student underscore id. Okay, and now we have to set here on delete, set null. So now I want to execute this one, execute it. Here we just have to modify student id int null. Oops, here. Okay, comma, and then add constraint fk student id. Okay, now it will actually work. So execute it, and here you can see now it's set. And now if I refresh here, you can see I have set a foreign key. Now let's say I want to delete something from the student table. Okay, this one. So if I execute it, now you can see delete from I mean the table successfully. Now let's execute from here, and here you can see the student id is null. Okay, so this is how actually we can use on delete. Okay, we can set on delete. So yeah, that's it, and the MySQL journey is end here. I tried my best. I hope you understand well. If there is any problem, please let me know in the comment section, or you can contact through social platform. Okay, so yeah, see you in the next project. Till then, goodbye.